last, that would have been truly disgusting shot, but just catching, freeing out utility in hands, playing with his senses, put some decent damage on a human, which allows him to just pop through damage through the wall, and then easy exit to end there.
Yeah, I think Ascent is not a map that I necessarily heavily associate with DRX.
No.
I think I'm really thinking more towards the Lotuses. They are a team that's quite flexible in terms of the pool overall, but it's no surprise to see them take out Pearl. That's been their permanent ban for...
Should be triggered.
Oh, he's able to crouch past that one. That's
Sure
the thing. He can crouch past that one easily, and Prophet has to be good for this, and he is. Really huge kill. Guardian taking out Marco.
Here comes the take, though. From the backside, Effie. Bane for one. Hinman following up, but the trade's still too good for BBL. Freeing the last one left alive, and he's got nowhere to go. Don't know if we needed the annihilation there, but you can stalk the body. Why
look at
not?
this. Look at this. Just let him know. Disrespect him a little bit here.
No peek from Mako as the dark cover supplies the support it needs. Reveal is here. Levin, though, stalled until Sociable comes to join. And that will be market control going to BBL in a 5v4 early.
Marco has a lot to do here. I don't know that he realizes what's occurred as Levin is just going to walk straight through. He dies anyway, and this is going to be a nice backstab. Round's over.
Yep.
Didn't expect too much out of DRX given the money game.
Here, it's a dark cover to get placed instead this time.
DRX, full ultimates available. Speaking of which, it's going to be TP into spawn coming through from BBL, and it's BBL trying to speed things up.
And that'll work. I mean, speed things up is putting it lightly. Prophet goes
double
all the way
tag.
deep over towards the defensive spawn.
Let's see if Bane has a timing here. He's going to have a 1v1, but he's just not on the right angle. Not at all. Socially has now potentially just finished this one up. Just your men left alive and not in any sort of position to get that kill, to bring it to a 1 versus 1. BBL again. Look back at the Titan game as well as Abo top fragging.
Well, that'll work. Talk about again getting aggressive through B main. The overdrive's in play. Flicker with the Hunter's Fury back over towards mid. Not going to connect. But
Look
that's
how
great
deep
space.
Human
And
is.
it's a weapon. It's got the overdrive now. Weapon's been collected. Plus, the spike is down.
Levin. Oh, just didn't realize how close Human rather was, and Human covered by Bane's utility. Just contacting up 2 players, 1 by 1. Prophet already down, just down to Magnum now.
The weapons are a little far away to get the instant upgrade, but they should be able to get 2. DRX a little bit more planted to give space for BBL to rotate over, but Yampy will fall on that lurk, and now it's just down to the 4v5 on-site. Paranoid cutting across. Mako stepping up into a corner. Hasn't fired yet, but does get figured out. Annihilation called behind that as Magnum will find a double, Levin another. And now it's just down to what exactly Bane and Freeing can find from outside the picture of this Viper's Pit.
Annihilation. That would certainly defeat the pit.
There's the peek. No, not going to happen. Prophet cleans it up. 6-2 the count.
2 rounds in a row.
Paranoid cuts across the right side of B. Fast line allows entry. Levin stuck not once but twice. Min for another. Relay bolt gives Levin a chance.
Oh,
but there's the big slide across. Keep in mind that this is a limited purchase for DRX, and they're looking pretty flawless with a couple of weapons now collected.
And yeah, classic Neon running into Trapwire. There's the Neon hard counter. No one there to assist.
Again, Trapwire's strong versus Neon. That's just another example of why Cypher gets played into Neon. Towards 8, bested by the speed 11. Relay bolt to clear. It's a lot of elbow space given. This will be the first time we've seen DRX playing on top of the site. Little double stack up, comes through. Flicker for the first and the second. He gets all 3.
Pete in his BO1. Human, speaking of cleaning up. That's going to be the first half. Nearly done for. DRX getting the 4th. Not really expecting Yumpy with just a judge. He actually backs out to main, allows the drone to see his entire team there, which sells A a lot more, giving that mid-room for Social B and the rest of BBL to play through, and they capitalize on that. That was really nice from Levin.
I just don't think you need to peek that if you're killing min. You're in a spot where you're set in a 2-1-2 split up, and you've got a weapons advantage, and now all of a sudden things start to go the other direction, 4v2.
I think DRX believed that was just a full A committal. I don't think they realized how many members were still hiding over towards mid. And now suddenly BBL, good player advantage. Oh yeah, it's a free kill.
And the Hunter's Fury, that will land. Does he get the second? Sure does. Wow. And BBL will take the 8-4 half. Decent fight back for DRX there in the backside of the first half, but largely speaking, that was as comfortable as it gets for BBL.
Check out A.
Uh-oh. Okay, 1-for-1's not terrible there, but The defense has to back off. The only thing about this Viper that allows BBL maybe a little bit more freedom on site is that you can just pop the wall as soon as you hear the run.
Yep.
And that forces some respect to come through with the decay. Showcase there for a moment, but Hyunmin still with the connect under the headshot as the spike will be planted at B.
Yep. Side for util. Market covered deadlock util.
Clean. So now it's just down to can you win your gunfights on top of the site if you are DRX. Flicker on
God, it's
low
good.
health. Finds two somehow. Are looking to make a play over towards A. Lurk. Wow, 2 ships in the night.
Yep. To catch the rotators, but how much can he get?
He's going to get an opportunity here. There's the first. And
Just there's all this info on B, but nothing else on the map here for DRX. And this is, oh, this needs to be so good for DRX, Levin! My goodness!
follow up though, the trade comes through. Sociable at mid map. Splits things out, heard by freeing. And the problem for everybody else here for BBL, outside of the impressive nature of Levin, is that it's still just classics. Magnum's able to find himself one rifle. Can Sociable, or pardon me, Prophet get another, and yes, 2v2, weapons on both sides. Post-plant setup right here on top of the site. Magnum finds the first. Paranoia gonna cause some issue for Bane. 1v2, can he get outside the side occasion? Transfer, oh, tried for it, but doesn't find the first nor the second. BBL get their 9.
Suppose we haven't really had a super fast take before.
Wow.
Well, maybe a little too fast. Prophet, quick on the trigger.
Yeah, but the trades are decent. Levin's in some trouble, and yeah, just cannot read that. And why did this take so long if you're DRX?
The way, a lot to clear through though.
Yeah, Sociable will find the first. Surely they don't just brute force their way into this. GrabNet will lock down one. Bane will punish. Sociable, the last one left. Annihilator's going to likely hit on the one. Now it just comes down to can he actually follow up after the kill comes through. Stunned up. No, not able to finalize the kill. Gave himself a chance for the 1v2 isolation, but not to be in DRX get to 6. There's the one-way smoke. Relay bolt out. That clears out the backside of Link. Yampi in the corner in an untradeable spot initially, and Yampi is able to find 2. Plenty of damage done as Sociable's getting the workout over towards elbow.
Yeah.
And that will leave it down to the new guy, 1v3.
Does he turn around?
Nope. Levin will snap connect and BBL back up.
Right away.
Yeah, at least not over towards A main. It's a full focus hit up their mid. Recon bolt out. Relay bolt out after that, and Hyunmin is able to isolate for a 1v1. The Viper. And a follow-up is Magnum's looking to go to aggressive. Sociable making the call that they're trying to rotate through market, so help was very swiftly on the way. Annihilation queued. Sociable costs, and he's able to find the connection. No way for Bane to help out, and that will be map point now for BBL.
And with this, look at the information given. Huge rotations.
Oh. Missed opportunity, though, for Prophet. There's the shock. There's the reveal. Stinger will work, plus the follow-up from Bane. Not
on the cards. Unless he gets something here. Time is just running out, man.
Yeah. That's the biggest part about it, and as he's shut down, Magnum is the last one left, and he will also meet his fate. So DRX one away from sending this thing to OT. Plenty of considerations, as you know, as much as BBL has a nice bounce back after the timeout. A glass cannon operator in the overtime. Quick play from Levin, shut down. Barrier mesh makes sure there's no follow-up. So big advantage here for DRX early on the defensive side, 5v4. Barrier mesh getting shot at to be deleted. Gets in the backside at A main to find a trade. And now that isolates DRX's defense on the site.
Yeah, I mean, look at Elbow as well. In play, Yompi onto freeing. Barrier mesh to cut off in towards Alley. That's finally going to clean up on all members of A.
Open with something cleanly.
Recon's up.
Deleted. Yampi finds one. GrabNet has him locked in place. And why not pop the Hunter's Fear, I suppose? BBL bounce back after dropping the first blood and take the 4v5.
Well, the defensive side of BBL has been a little bit worse for wear.
Yeah, both teams. That's been the issue. Draws the line in the sand, but catches Bane. That has to be DRX hitting the execute call now. Dark cover just has to be pushed through. GrabNet in the way, but the fast lane gives a little bit of space to work with. Sociable for one. Prophet follows up, and a follow there as BBL will win the defense, win it in overtime in 2 straight rounds, and take map number 1. Again, rocking double senties in certain regards. It's just the difference of duelists at the moment as freeing Mako. First 2 kills come their way. Yampi able to hold the front line at A main. Paranoia cuts across the site. Shock Dart to follow. That will work out for an elimination. Door shuts on the play. A little bit more spam through, but Yampi only finds so much, and freeing can plant.
Saving the life there. It's going to be the door coming down just in time despite the scan coming through. Still trades going back and forth here.
Down, you obviously hear this, but Sociable has all the shots fresh to go with the Headhunter. Razorvine out. Freeing still holding into the corner. Backs up. Easy headshot for the third. Magnum now left by himself. And Freeing's going to have an opportunity to catch 4 and will. Good start for DRX. Tejo in the mix. Annihilation early earned. Does find a capture on the site. That's the Yoru who's currently in the cocoon. Mako pushing out. BBL not able to save Levin, although he does find one in some form. Through the smoke before the door closes. The judge connects. DRX should be good plant. May not make much of a difference. The time is running out in this retake. Magnum able to find Mako eventually to the 3v3, but again, the clock, maybe the biggest enemy here. BBL able to jump back on over. Good sensor as Freeing gets the frenzy to work out. Grab stop, sociable. Can Yampi find Bib? Yeah, sure can. And how about that? BBL clock against them. Dark cover to try to control the front side at A. Human trying to work his way in, but again, everything stopped by the Razor Vine. Levin for 2. The teleport onto site though by Mako goes completely unnoticed. He's good for his one. Flicker follows up for the trade, but they've lost Levin.
Just Sociable really to deal with as...
Last player standing.
Well, Sociable is too much to deal with maybe.
Nice. That'll work.
So DRX at this stage, I mean, is Sociable going to walk on further forward? Levin certainly is. They both will.
Well, Hyunmin on a pogo stick, able to find the trade, looking for more. Has Sociable in his sights, and that'll work out. But the follow-up from BBL is clean as Magnum takes down 2 with that mid-pressure you were exclaiming about. We're going to get our first 2 to 4. Paranoia immediately to Levin's direction. Revealed and has to use the gate crash to get back to safety. Razor Vine to stall a little bit longer, but a shot from Hyunmin trades off the first blood as Mako committed to his teleport backside of B. Levin now stepping up off that gate crash teleport. Once again goes 1 for 1. Paranoia for Profit. Going to try to get him into a position to teleport on to help his teammate in Yampi, but BBL in some trouble here. The double drop down. Yampi finding one. Flicker trying to find the wide swing. Not going to work out. Now Yampi backside of the site's going to get 4 as BBL take their 4th round. Arc Rose Razor Vine combination at the front doors. Dark cover comes in. Now an opportunity for BBL to try to break down this hit. And how about Propik and Magnum? Just saying, come on into our web. We're spinning it through the Annihilation, causing a bit of an issue, but a mere inconvenience is more what it feels like as Freeing is stuck outside of A, and they're just going to run him down. 4 in the round for Propik.
No guns for DRX here. BBL say that's no problem for us.
Push, that's not the case. Now we got the Steel Garden out though. Recon Bolt will clear out Heaven. Should be a free take here for DRX unless Magnum has something to say about it. Prophet trying to work his way back into the picture. Weird teleport, but stays alive. Little worse for wear on the initial, but goes 1 for 1. Now you have BBL with the L drum through tree, trying to set up the retake from that position. They're able to get 1 from Levin. Magnum does fall though.
Flicker.
Yeah, living up to the name.
And what can Sociable do with this?
Has to hit this. Do you check this
The
tight
barrel,
corner?
he's already revealed himself.
Yeah.
Because the barrel on that up is just so long. Freeing knows, as the name suggests, it's going to be a freebie, and finally DRX get on side. They get a round win. Does Prophet really want to do this?
No, just checking off the top of his dark cover.
Oh,
He slips into the corner. Levin gets 1 up top at Hell. Now you've got Prophet to find his 1. But Mako clears tree. That's a nice area to work with, especially with Flicker holding onto a Hunter's Fury. But someone's got to come and collect the spike.
Plant, that hasn't happened yet.
Well, there's the dimensional drift. Mako will be pinged out. And you're going to read that. Yep, there's your Sova. Levin shut down. Huge pick from Flicker. And Bane's going to be allowed to plant.
And
so
he's
now the Hunter's Fury can come through. Mako gets 1. If Bane can get 1 as well, that will obviously win the round. But just to kind of get a little bit of damage, it would be nice as Flicker's still playing deep. Troubling position here for Yampi. Shock dart over towards Bane. On site. Opening shots. Evenly exchanged. Yampi on the wide peak. Bane punishes and DRX. Knives out for Hyunmin. Look at the quick play there from Sociable. They get Mako at the commitment off of his from the shadows. But Sociable gets caught looking the wrong way. That may have been a round-winning kill if he could find it. And DRX will have vacancy to set up their 4v4 post plant with 2 big ultimates available for them.
Yeah, Mako full committed that one, pulling BBL over. Now suddenly, it's a free site, free plant. Good opportunity though. Hyunmin still good for 1.
Oh, Bane though, backside towards A main. Critical to find Prophet. You still have Freeing with the Annihilation. Can he find the bank shot if they toggle the spike? Flash is on the way out, and yeah, they do bait it out pretty darn nicely to the 1v1. Levin versus Bane in the corner. They know he's playing over towards but Bane finds the shot, and DRX gonna get to 6-6 through the half.
Freeing to move away and address that issue. Might be able to find a timing here as well. Like the scan also, that's going to be freeing court, utility out. But because the grab net is there, followed by the paranoia, there's just no opportunity of freeing is going to survive.
But Sociable, meanwhile, off screen, finds 3. Spike can re-rotate back over to B. Does it force the defense to move? Sociable, oh, headshot lands. Magnum in the corner, gets one, snaps for the second. Big stuff from Magnum as BBL take the pistol. It is Flicker. Keep in mind this is a limited purchase though for DRX, so even though they move some of the defensive utility around, how much will they really matter?
Good catch.
Yeah, the decoy for Levin allows him to kind of play off of his own utility. You also have Mako stuck at A main. The spike is not a part of this play. Flicker connects onto the Sheriff shot and hold on a second. Still very winnable until maybe Levin shuts down the hero rifle. Now it's going to have to be on the Flicker to connect, and he will not be able to. Bane 1v3 with just a Sheriff.
Ace time.
Outside of the dark cover. Nope, not going to happen. It's an ace for 11.
Seeing that also leads to an OT, possibly.
Well, quick hit here on towards A. Defense not really in position to deal with this, although Levin is not out of his dimensional drift yet. Oh, nearly a chance there for the Annihilation to get called in. For freeing, doesn't really work out. Flash onto Flicker, pushes him off. Also gives high ground control to Levin, who again just is snapping. Oh my! 8 straight kills for Levin. And Bane just kind of watching over the top of the site as nowhere to go. And Levin has an ace followed by a 4K. This guy is everything.
And now, because Cher is in mid every single time, you're feeling confident about the rest of the map, and you're feeling way more confident now that Flicker's gone, and Flicker's been so solid for DRX as well.
It's so clean, dude. It's so clean. One player plays the counter flash. Little bait switch that comes out. Dimensional drift is here. There's the decoy. There's the pop flash. Follow it up with one more. Hunter's Fury. Little extra damage. Salt in the wounds as Mako will be the last one left and has given this the good old heave-ho college try. But it had to be a 1v5. And this next part is the most difficult part about it.
He's in real positioning.
Try to get one of his own. Sidestep just a touch. Spam is good as Prophet finishes it off a convincing 13-6 in BBL 2-0 to qualify for playoff.